And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before I even get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
Yes. You got me again.
I know.
You're
You have to get
pacing.
your rhythm.
I would love to. So we want to say thank you to Duncan, Chris B, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel.
Dees.
Worst animal you ever met? Look, just to preface this, some animals are sweet. Most animals are sweet.
Yeah.
Right? They're very nice and kind. I love animals.
Yeah, me too.
I do not love all animals. That is a generalization that I'm not prepared to engage in.
I think animals have personalities, just like people. And just like people, some personalities are just not ones you want to hang out with.
Looking at you, JD Vance. Okay, anyway. It wasn't the Magic the Gathering, it was you. If you don't know about that, look that up.
Oh god.
I think that there's in your mind, right? I think if I say worst animal you ever met, you immediately conjure an image in your head of a particular animal. That's the one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I've got the A+ gold standard answer. It literally, even without being asked, I have that thought in my head. This is the worst animal I ever met. Just kind of rolling around in there. So, do you want to go first, and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the animal that I immediately thought of was this dog named Booker that my mom used to have. He was like a little poodle terrier mix, but like one of those little dogs.
Yeah.
He was very smart, but he used his intelligence for evil. He would do this thing where my mom would give all of the dogs like a treat at the same time. And she had like 3 or 4 dogs. So they would all get a treat at the same time. And the idea was they would all finish the treat at the same time.
Right.
But what Booker would do is that he would go to the tile floor and he would hold his treat in his mouth and he would wait for the other dogs who were very dumb and would just, immediately eat their treat as fast as possible. He would wait for them to finish eating. And then he would take his treat and drop it on the tile. And it was like a little hard cookie. So it would make a noise. And then he would pick it up and he would drop it. And then he would push it with his nose. And then he would bark at it. And then he would pick it up and drop it. And it was to get the attention of the other dogs who, because they're stupid, they would see it and go, how come he got a treat and I didn't? And they would go over to him.
Are they stupid, or they just eat a treat because that's what you do with a treat? Malevolence versus regular behavior does not make them stupid. It makes your other dog an asshole.
But they would go over and they would like cry and they would get upset because like they saw that he had a treat, and he would do this for like half an hour. Like he just would not eat his treat. He was just using it to like upset the other dogs because they didn't have a treat anymore, and this other dog did, and he wasn't eating it. He was just like waving it in their face, essentially.
That's a move right there. That's a dick move.
He would do it all the time. It was awful.
It sounds dickish.
All the other dogs would like cry and bark and pace around. Like they would genuinely get upset about it, and he did it all the time.
Because he wanted them to be upset.
He wanted them to be upset.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a supervillain animal.
Mm-hmm.
The animal I'm thinking of, his name was Buddy, which feels like a lie. Because he wasn't anybody's buddy.
Wasn't that the name of like the Chucky doll?
Maybe. They had a lot in common. So this little dog was a Pomeranian, and it was the biggest cunt I've ever met in my life. Sorry for the term. But it's true.
Mhm.
It was a super dick. This dog was maybe like 7 inches tall, and he had one of those little curly up tails,
Oh
and he
yeah.
had this face like "fuck you," right? Like just all the time, just like stare of like even amongst Pomeranians, it
Uh-huh.
had this look like a "go fuck yourself" kind of thing. And the way they groomed it, it had this big puff ball around its head, so
Mhm.
it looked like a lion's mane, but
Oh
it
yeah, yeah.
wasn't a lion. It was a 7 inch tall piece of shit. And this dog, like, it hated me in particular so bad. I get along with every animal I've ever met,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'll walk up to a dog and start petting them, and they're like, normally it doesn't play. It's,
Mhm.
I have that energy with dogs, right?
Yeah.
This one did not even, like, it wasn't part of the pretense. It didn't want to play that game. And it would snap and bite and growl whenever I
Oh.
came near it. So I would
Uh-huh.
just try to stay away from it. And then it would move to like in front of a doorway where I was walking and like do that. And I'm like, in my head,
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking, get the fuck out of my way, you little shit, or I'll punt you like a fucking football. But the dog belonged to an ex-girlfriend. And at the time, we were still dating. And I was
Yeah.
like trying to be diplomatic about the fact that I have 200 pounds on this fucking piece of shit.
Right.
Just try to be nice,
Yeah.
right? And so it was just sort of like, right, okay, so I'll go out the other door or whatever. And it was just that sort of general behavior.
Yeah.
One time we were hanging out and they had this like kind of fold out couch. Didn't turn into a bed necessarily, but kind of like a fold out, right? And we would watch movies and would fold that kind of chair couch out so it'd be a little bigger.
Yeah.
It would get underneath that. And anytime I tried to step off of it to go use the restroom or go get a snack or anything like that, it would start snarling and try to snap at my foot.
What?
Crazy. And it would post up there so that I couldn't like get off the fucking thing without it freaking the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
And because I'm trying not to like punch a dog, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone, like her mom, her fucking aunts and uncles and everything like that used to be like, oh yeah, he's a little aggressive, but he's a good boy. And I'm like, he's not a good boy, he's an asshole. You're just too close to it. You just don't see it.
Uh-huh.
So one time I went and I picked up like chicken strips and sodas or whatever. We were gonna have like a watch a movie type thing. I brought these over and I sat down on the floor so that way we didn't have to pull the thing out, so that way he couldn't get under it and do that creepy bark thing.
Right.
This dog fucking decides that it wants to stare at me while I'm eating, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a peace offering, of goodwill to this dog, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I break a piece off, and I'm gonna toss it to him, right?
Mhm.
And I toss it to him, and he eats it. I'm like, okay, we're building a community here. We're talking now,
Yeah.
right? That's the food man. Who's
Yeah.
like the food man, right?
The chicken strip man.
So I started to get a little more comfortable, and I broke a piece off of a chicken strip, and I held it out for him, and he bit my thumb. Not like going for the chicken strip. The piece of chicken strip fell to the floor, and he kept biting my thumb.
Oh
like,
my god!
Bit down and held.
What?
The nail, or my nail, got collapsed by this fucking dog. It's like the side of my nail got straight up punctured by this fucking vampire tooth prick. And he was holding onto my thumb. I was bleeding out of my hand. And this fucking dog is looking at me like that, like he wants to play fucking like tug of war with my thumb. And I'm like, you suck of shit. So I go to move my hand, and he's hooked onto my thumb. So I move my hand, and his whole body weight comes with it.
Oh my god.
And I'm like trying to zigzag to try to shake him loose off my thumb, and he
Yeah.
won't. So I take my other hand and start tapping him on the top of the head. Like, I'm not trying to punch this dog, but
right.
I'm trying to slap him to get him off of me.
Yeah.
And he won't. And a fucking moment of just absolute fucking frustration with this animal. I lifted my hand in the air and swung my own hand against the corner of this bed. Like a fucking baseball bat. Like as hard as I could.
Oh my god.
He was biting me. Fuck
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilt. Don't feel.
No.
If you're out there listening and you're like, I can't believe you did that to the dog. Fuck you. Let that dog bite your thumb, and you tell me how you're reacting. So I do that, and when it hits, he goes like, he lets go, and he runs off into the other room. Like the first time he thought, hey, this guy who is fucking 6 foot 3 wouldn't fuck me up.
Yeah.
And he runs off. My hand is, I mean, like fucking blood all over my hand. Like it looks like, you know, like a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I gripped a ketchup bottle without the bottle, right? It was like completely covered.
Mhm.
And like my ex walks in and she goes, "What happened?" I'm like, "Your dog bit me." And I held my hand up and it's covered in blood. And she's like, "Oh no." And then she walks out of the room.
What?
I had to go check on the dog. And I'm like,
Check on the dog.
fuck off. So, okay, so that was my experience with them. But it got worse when I saw them take him to the vet. We were going to go to the movies. We had to take the dog to the vet. So we take him to the vet. And the vet is like confident in handling aggressive animals. He's like, it's not gonna be a problem. Not gonna be a problem. So anyway, so they take him out and they've got one hand, they got a muzzle for him like he's fucking Hannibal Lecter because he's a fucking freak. Which, yeah, they knew he bites.
Mhm.
So he's like, well, we got to take this off because we got to get him to eat pills or whatever. So they like take this thing off his face and I'm like, be careful, doc. He's nuts. Right? Like as a genuine guy-to-guy warning is gonna bite your fucking hand. And he goes, I'll be fine. Like a confident veterinarian. I'm like, you don't know this animal. You don't know what you're dealing with. I'm a frontliner, all right? I deal with this fucker all the time. You're just some guy, right? Some guy with some paper on a wall. That's all you are.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you just got to be confident with him. I'm like, okay. Would you describe me as confident?
I would describe you as very confident.
I'm fairly confident about things.
Yeah.
This guy, not even in my ballpark for my confidence. Right?
Right.
He grabs for the dog's top of his head. Dog immediately bites back, gets him right in the webbing between his thumb and forefinger. Like a meaty mouthful, like,
yeah.
And locks down. And the doctor is like, starts screaming, blood coming all out of his hand. Fucking the other doctor is like grabbing him by the butt and trying to hold this little fucking like shoe-sized asshole down. They finally get him unclamped around his webbing of his finger. Turns around, bites the lady holding his butt. 2 people, and I'm like, it's that confidence. You guys got that confidence. Like, the doctor looked at me like I was a fucking douchebag, and I'm like, I told you, man. I tried to warn you. You don't fucking believe me. This dog sucks. This dog sucks.
Wow.
And I don't wish harm on the animal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone wanted to shoot that dog off to the moon, just to live up there biting rocks or whatever, that'd be fine with me. This dog's gonna live to 80.
Yeah, the meat ones always
frequent
do.
blood transfusions. Ugh, fuck that animal. I literal worst animal I ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
Bar none. Bar is not even close. Second place is in the rear view by a good distance.
I used to have a dog that sometimes when I took her to the vet, they had to put the muzzle on her. But it was she loved people. She did not like other animals. But the only time they had to muzzle her was when I would take her to get her nails clipped, because something about the sound of it would freak her out, and she would like flail. And so, like, if you held her while the vet clipped her nails, she was fine while you were holding her, and she was fine when the vet tech put like the clipper on her nail. But as soon as it is like, he clipped it down, she would freak out. She would like thrash around. And if she couldn't get out of your arms, just in a panic, she would turn and she would bite your ear, like trying to escape. So they had to put the muzzle. Other than that, she was very sweet. But so when I would take her to the vet, and if like I had to get her nails clipped during a checkout, they would see her and they'd be like, "Oh, Mary, it's time for the party hat."
Yeah, but I mean, that's a panic. That's a panic moment.
Yeah.
This other dog was just a douche all the time. So I just I don't care. Like maybe one day she'll hear this and be like, he wasn't that bad. No, he was. Mm-hmm. Get it to fucking together, lady. Get it together. All right?
Yeah.
Jesus. Sorry. I'm sure everybody has some experience with the animal is a little not pleasant. I promise you mine is worse. I promise you it's worse. This dog sucked.
The dog sounds terrible.
It was the worst dog ever. Worst dog ever.
Oof. Well,
Yeah. If it were a human, we would have had a go a long time ago. But it was a little tiny animal, and I was trying to be like a gentleman about not,
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that animal, dude. It's just a total dick.
Well, maybe we should go to this week's episode.
This was over 15 years ago. Almost 20 years ago.
And no other animal has been worse.
Not even
in that
close.
Time.
Not even fucking close. I got dive bombed by a bird one time and caught it in my hat. Swear to God. Swear to God. Not even close. Not even in the top 10.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
Buddy's a dick.
All right, let's go to this week's episode.
Fuck you, buddy. I ain't your buddy guy. I ain't your guy, buddy.
So this is Return to Ravenloft, Season 3, Episode 13, Tipping the Scales.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to read what I can do right now because I am pretty much tapped out of spells and I've used all of my channel divinity.
You need to get to the wood barrel and you need to start repairing as we get away.
Drop anchor, then get it back up real fast.
Yep.
Actually, I don't think anchor works on airships.
Well, not without
unless
tearing
we
up half
hook
the
the edge of a
countryside.
building or something.
Yeah.
That actually is. All right. D-Walk, note for next time we have some downtime.
If we survive this.
Yes.
I wanna build some sort of like rope guns that'll fire off like a chain with like a not a grappling hook necessarily, but like something that'll spike and shoot into the wall, and then when I retract it, release the width of the spike, so that way it'll be like sort of like a climbing spike on the end of a chain.
Okay.
So that way we can use that to do hard turns and pivots by like shooting a tree, whipping around real quick, and then releasing as we get the end of the rotation.
All right.
Maybe shooting a dragon right in the asshole and letting them pull us along. Sure, that'll take some engineering time, but
They call that the Tennessee tow rope.
talk about Kansas City Shuffle. All right, I don't know whose turn it is, but
it is not Adrie and him got up there, and is there gonna anything that you do once you get up there?
I'm gonna look out at the town and see if I can see Kaeviir. Probably not.
You see one Kaeviir
Well,
loudly.
I'm only expecting one Kaeviir.
You really can't hear from that distance what was said, but you can tell from the dragon's behavior whatever was said pissed it off.
If only I'd taken that feat where you can read lips.
You could read well, I don't know if your sight could actually see the finger all the way across town, but
Sure. Yeah.
you know the dragon's focus is on one part of the town. You're pretty sure that's where he's at.
Okay.
when Kaeviir flips you off, he holds up both the ring finger and the middle finger. That's how he flicks people off.
All right, it is rain on the ship.
All right, so
Before that
We've got-
goes, Serial, you want the rope ladder up or down?
Down.
down. We still have one more passenger to pick up.
Hmm.
But I have no idea. I have no idea where Kaeviir is, right?
You guys could probably just, I hate to separate the group again, but I'll get to you guys. But if it comes to ships going down or leaving Kaeviir behind, Get that ship out of here. It's harder to repair. I literally could get reborn again. I could be a kid for another 10 games. It's fine.
Lucky for you, Ludo knows how to teleport spells.
Yeah. Yeah, my instinct is going to be to get away. I mean, I don't want to leave Kaeviir behind, but if I can't find him and the ship is in
His stealth
imminent
check was
danger-
high enough. The only one that can find him is the dragon.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Ugh.
The only one
And
that
that's-
can.
The
You
dragon
let me-
has a 34 passive sound.
You let me know when they roll that check. When they roll
It's
any
the-
check. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel the port and rolls are coming. Yeah, we got to get the hell out of here. We at least have got to get off the bay for sure.
Sitting in the morning sun.
The tower, is it on the
It's
north side of town, or where exactly was it located again?
Okay. The docks.
Yep.
The tower.
Oof. Okay. I'm gonna swing the ship.
One dragon's
around.
here.
Oh, well then south is not an option. We're heading.
You can go off the map. There's nothing over
No,
there.
no,
that's
I
know,
stopping
but
you.
I'm
You're not limited by paper.
No, I know
Yeah.
that, but I'm trying to. I don't.
He was like, I'm gonna swing this way to grab Kaeviir, but nope, there's a fucking
Yeah,
dragon that
I
just
don't want
lit
to.
up the
Yeah,
floor.
I was gonna go south of town, but now I assume I'm gonna head north of town. So yeah, I'll take
Well, I
us
mean,
out
'cause
and away.
Technically, the map's like this, where the docks were at the north.
The docks are at the north. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. So he's there and there. So I guess I'm going to head.
I mean, you could go along the outside this way.
Yeah. So I'd head back to the east. I'm going to take us east of town. I'm going to get
Okay.
off open water, and I'm going to put a little bit of altitude to get us maybe back. Do we have cloud cover right now, or are we?
There is some cloud cover as long as someone doesn't pop off with sunlight again.
Okay, well, let's not do that, and let's try and see if we can't get lost in the clouds just a little
The
bit.
problem is sunlight is your best friend and your worst enemy right now.
Yeah. Let
It's like
me.
hello, but it's like disadvantage.
Yeah. I don't like my odds there. Yeah, I'm gonna get us to the east side of town. I mean, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm gonna get us to the east side of town for as far as I can get us out of town for this round. And if I can get us lost in a little bit of cloud cover to potentially help with some subterfuge, then that's what I'd like to do. See if I can camouflage us a little bit better. Now you tell me what D20 I need to roll and how badly I'm going to screw that up to make that happen, and then I'll make it happen. Does the ship get a stealth check?
Okay, so explain one more time what you're doing.
I'm going to swing the ship out towards the east side of town. If the docks are at the north and I've got a dragon basically sitting right there and one on the west side of town, I want to put distance between us. So I want to take us around, if that means getting us outside of town just to the east, and then increase our altitude to get into the clouds. So as much movement as I'm allowed to make,
Okay.
that's what I want to do with the end goal, whether it happens this turn or not, of getting us east of town and up into the clouds to kind of help obscure the ship a little bit.
How far is the rope ladder from where I'm standing if I see them headed in that direction?
Okay, you went down that way. They're gonna go.
I'm headed back
No.
after
Yeah.
Ludo, remember.
Because I think going into town and just trying to sweep through in the hopes that we locate him is A, very low probability of success, and B, very dangerous to put us closer to the dragons as opposed to away from.
Okay, so you are not going into the town.
No, I'm assuming if we're up in the docks, if
Okay,
I'm
so you're
looking
going up
right-
into the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going up into the sky and heading away from town to the east. away from the dragons. I do not
Okay,
want to
I see where
get.
you're. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
not want to move in their direction.
I have a quick series of questions.
All right.
I was moving during the time Adrie was climbing the ladder, right? Because I was after Ludo had done his thing. They got to the ladder and climbed.
Actually, that would be your um, because the way the turn goes, that would be next up. Is you're moving after Ludo did the, oi, fuck you.
Right. How far is the ladder at that point? Because that's still Rachel climbing in that series of actions, right?
So, all right.
So we know that they weren't moving while she was climbing.
Okay. Get the towers here. They were here. So the ship's about, yeah, the
Okay.
ship's about here. And I
How far
believe
is
you were down here, right?
Yeah, dash cunning action dash is 90.
That's a good couple 100 feet.
So two actions?
2 actions would get you back to the docks, yes. And right into the other dragon.
Whatever, that's irrelevant right now. I need to take a direct line to where I see the boat.
Okay.
I'm talking direct line. Let me just use my brain power to decide if I know that literally running through a house and out the other side of the door will save me a couple feet. I want to do that. I want to be min-maxy on my run.
Okay. Luckily for you, the dragon on the docks does not have the passive perception the other one does. All right.
I don't even care about the stealth. I'm
I
gonna be
know. I
perfectly
know.
honest with you.
No, yeah, you would be going straight through buildings. Yeah, 2 turns would get you back to the docks.
Okay. So the second turn is when he would start to move, correct? As soon as I start to see the boat rotating or taking any gesture like it's getting ready to leave, I need to start shouting. It's going to suck, but I need to time it for exact. I don't want to give my position away until, you know.
No, I know, because at so before you start moving is when he begins to elevate up into the clouds to put the ship into cover, going towards the town. So technically,
He said he was not going towards the town, correct? He said he was going away towards the water, not towards town, which is
he said
why.
east, right? Okay.
Right. So, which is
Okay.
why, as soon as I see the ship making a move, I
Mhm.
need to get his attention and tell him to make this run easier. Right. I just want to wait as long as possible, so that way the dragon doesn't get free beats on me multiple
shit.
turns in a row.
Okay, if he's going east, then he's going the opposite way, so you would almost have to cross between the 2 dragons.
Right. No,
Okay.
just the one dragon.
Well,
The other one
'cause
chased after Ludo.
yeah, because this one's up here is focusing on Ludo. The
Right.
other one's here.
Right.
You'd be cutting this way,
Right. Okay.
and then
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one's focusing on Ludo over here.
Right. So then he will be distracted. So that's fine.
It gets you 2 turns to the docks. Hold on, if you cut that way.
After
I mean, it's technically almost
at the end of the first move action is when I need to yell.
Yeah.
Because that way he won't take a second action of moving away from me, and he can readjust and move.
You'd
back
still
towards me.
yeah, you guys would still be in line. So technically for geometrically meeting up, if he's going that way and you're running slanted to catch up, yes.
Okay. Based on the position of the ladder hanging out of the sky, we're just gonna, can I just put these 2 moves together so I can plan them? I don't need to have them go off.
Yeah.
But I just need to, while we talk about them, have them
Okay.
connected. So it's like I'm planning. Is there a dock that goes out into the water far enough that is most close to the ladder, where its position is now?
Where it's at right now, no. That dock has been destroyed.
Awesome. All right.
In
What
the
about
middle-
wreckage?
In the
Wreckage
middle,
of
there is
boats?
one.
wreckage of boats that are still buoyant.
Yeah, there's enough out there.
How far away from the shoreline is each chunk of? Is there okay? Is there a series of athletics or acrobatics checks physically possible just by glancing at it that'll let me do some Ninja Warrior shit across some planks of wood or detritus in the water?
We can roll a series of 20s.
Okay. All right. I would. Fuck, that's gonna be nasty. I'm gonna shout after the end of my first movement. Shout at Rain. Looking for a pickup. Hey, don't leave. Looking for pickup.
Okay.
All right.
Do I hear?
Okay. Before that happened.
I'm loud.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
The
but
dragon
before that
heard me from where I was.
No worries. So yeah, but right before that happens, Rain, you did move the ship that way. You did start elevating it.
Yeah. I did start
you
moving it.
you don't need a series of rolls to get up to do what you're doing right now.
Okay.
You're not doing anything evasive. You're turning the ship and you're trying to get into cloud cover. So.
Okay.
Oh, this is tense. Just so you know, I have evasion brought up on my screen. I am.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
I know what's about to happen.
So, all right.
Dragon has a recharge roll, doesn't he?
Gloom had a recharge roll and failed it, so this time Gloom doesn't have it up. But
Okay.
Ebb still hasn't used hers yet.
Luckily, they are focused on something else.
So.
I wonder if they would have pause if they actually saw two Kaeviirs.
Ooh, and they'd be like, he was right. There are two of them.
Let's go ahead and kill
Even-
both of them.
I don't think it'll fool a dragon for very long, especially one that's as old as this one. You said they were
Yeah.
ancient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means they're probably fast company, but for a moment, they might be like, what? You know?
No, you definitely would be enough to question as long as they make sure they don't find out it's Ludo running around. Ebb is not a fan of Ludo. If you go back through the history of Ludo being Strahd's spy and moving around the different realms.
I just think that if they know that it's Ludo dressed as Kaeviir, then that's plausible deniability that Kaeviir even did anything at all.
And you can play that role. You can play that card. The other card is Ludo's probably the only one there that can actually disguise himself as you and pull it off almost flawlessly.
Okay, don't say almost flawlessly after he just said, okay, fuck you, or oi, fuck you. Like,
he did that mainly just to annoy Kaeviir after
Yeah.
the whole
Mm.
after the whole not violin, the fiddle situation.
violin is violin.
Violin.
Everyone, by the way, can pretend and dress up as Kaeviir. That's fine. That's cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Doing what I do is hard. So
I never
by all
said he
means-
perfectly pulled you off.
Look, let me tell you, he could pull me off all right if he thinks he could be me. He could start pulling me off right now.
Isn't that a roll to seduce?
I certainly thought he'd already tried that a couple of times, didn't he?
He did once. Yeah, if but for the grace of God go I. Right? Rachel? Step Kaeviir? Right?
No.
I never knew my real Kaeviir.
No.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. All right. Now you're nothing sweet baby Jesus about that situation. All right. Now I was trying to figure out if
sorry.
Evolvers go for it.
There's a joke that's so funny, but it's so offensive, and I don't want you to be offended by it. But I partially knows that you think it was funny, but it is a little offensive.
Lay it out.
The only thing me and Jesus have in common, and I need you to do this
Oh,
hand
fuck.
gesture for me, is
Oh,
that we're
fuck.
hung like this and put your hands out. Put your hands sideways. We're hung like this.
Oh my god.
Oh, I knew where he
Nailed
was
it.
going
Oh,
with
sorry.
it.
That was.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
I knew where you were going with it the minute you brought it.
I'm sorry. I like that. I would have normally constrained it, but I was like, D-Bug would laugh at that. He'll laugh his ass off at that. Sorry.
Brother, because I know where you're coming from with it.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. You and me, we're all good.
It's
I know
meant
where
to
you're
be
coming.
meant to
Yeah.
be funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just Rachel edited the shit out of that.
I'd like to think
Okay.
Jesus would have laughed at that. He seemed like a good guy.
Sitting at the back of the comedy club.
I mean,
After
like,
the joke is told, he just holds up a
Dude.
goblet of wine to you and like toast you.
I'm just saying that dude like was like, hey, there's a lot of people out here right now. Everybody's gonna get one of these Triscuits and some fish, and then we're all gonna get drunk. All we got's water. Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry, I got a hookup. I got a hookup. That guy likes to party, so just saying.
Most of the time, he wasn't hanging out with the church people, so
That's true.
I
And
mean, a
he
lot of people.
threw a
Mhm.
fucking fit in a bank once.
Technically, the bank was the church.
Well, that's still sort of the case in some.
Oh no, that was
places.
the point. That was the point is what they did to it. So,
All right. So
did you hear about the part of the story where he actually had made the whip before he went in there?
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
nah,
pretty
he
ballsy.
was pissed. So, all right. No, I was trying to see
He
if
was a
I can.
woodworker. Taking up a new profession just to make a whip to go crazy on some people is like it's like I'm gonna take another crafting profession. Because fuck you. I'm gonna go harvest some leather to fuck you guys.
So, I was trying to see if Kagrawlis could actually turn the ship invisible because he actually does have some spells.
If I see cargo stuff, I'm gonna be like, go to pineapple, go to pineapple. Pineapple.
The minute I'm going to play off that, the minute he hears that, his ass falls down below deck.
Okay.
So, you get a message in your head. What am I looking for?
Oh, dragon rod.
Dragon rod. You
Control
have a dragon rod?
dragon rod of control dragon.
And it's in the lab.
Maybe.
Ah, shit. Rolling down the stairs to the next deck.
He bounces.
You're
Oh
hearing
man,
him
we
hit
should do
every
sing along
wall.
songs in the episode with Cargillis bouncing on each word. The wheels on the boat go down in flames.
Ding. All right. At that point, okay. And then you make the halfway point and you shout.
Need a pickup.
Ed's
Pick up.
Ebb's head lifts up and looks over. 2. Gloom, there's 2. Gloom turns his attention off the ship. Which one? You take the one in the middle. I'll take the one over here. I don't think actually Gloom can. Let me make sure Gloom can't reach you in one turn.
Oh, dude. You know what I was just thinking? If the control dragon rod actually works out, I'm gonna fly a dragon away from this combat.
And we come around full circle to the beginning of it where I go, yeah.
All right. You start hearing buildings get destroyed and smashed as the dragon begins to walk and rush towards you and stops about 2. Where's my map? Where's the fuck's my map? Yeah, it stops in the series of these houses right here.
Okay.
So it came down this way looking for you. It can't find you. It heard you, but it can't see you. Gloom jumps off and as it's midair, Ebb lays down a whole line of necrotic breath down an alley. You're not sure what happened because you can't see on the other side of the buildings that are laid down. But you hear a voice, Miss Fuckhead! Ebbs. I really hate this one. Adrie.
Yeah, he's not good.
How far are we from Kaeviir?
About 100 feet.
Okay. How quickly is the ship moving towards him?
Is Nate turning it that way? There's Rain.
I don't know that I've had enough time to react to the screaming of need a pickup, need a pickup. So I would
I did it at
assume-
the end of my last turn, so your next
No,
turn.
it hasn't reached his turn yet. That's the issue.
Yeah. So based
Oh.
on what I was doing my last turn, the ship was moving away and up.
Do you want to hold off until Nate and then
Well, I could do something, but it will make Kaeviir mad.
Well, I'm trying to think what could
Reverse featherfall.
Oh my god. She throws the bag of books over the edge and it just falls straight to the ground, and she's like holds up a middle finger off the edge of the boat.
All right. I'm gonna yell to Rain to keep going. I'll get him. And then I'm gonna take an obsidian figurine of a horse out of my pack.
My fucking god.
Bad horse, bad
Besides all this, I
horse,
wish-
bad horse.
If I had the camera on. Actually, I think Nate might have just inspired me to do a thing.
Oh, did I?
I'm gonna fly down on the horse, and Kaeviir is just gonna stab it in the neck. And as I'm like summoning this horse, Adrie's like, he's gonna be so mad.
I'm mad I'm not down there fighting the dragon. Serial says.
Stay here. And then, Adrie throws down a figurine, a literal nightmare appears. She's gonna hop onto it. The nightmare can fly at 90 feet. You said he's 90 feet or about 100 feet?
100.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if I tell Bucephalus to double move, that's 180 feet.
You'll make it to him.
Okay. So I want to double move to Kaeviir. Like as I'm getting to him, like on the horse, I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. This is an emergency. And I'm gonna hold my hand out to like grab him and pull him up on the horse if I can.
I'm gonna leap at the end of that next action. Dash, cunning action, dash, fall forward.
Leaving on the horse?
Leaping, I don't know. I'm just trying to get an extra 10 feet out of this motherfucker. And if I use an action, I use Expeditious Retreat, but then it just gives me the dash again. That's mostly for other people.
Okay.
Actually, Expeditious Retreat can only be cast on yourself, right?
I mean, she actually meets you with that double movement and then still has some to go
Oh, I
back.
thought you said it was 100 and she only moved 90.
No, she only goes 90, but she double moved the nightmare.
Oh, okay.
So she actually meets you and she's trying to grab you up. I'm just making sure you're not
Oh, yeah,
fighting
yeah.
the movement.
No, I'll have a scowl on my face at the horse, but I will still accept the pickup.
You have seen Gloom's eyes watch the nightmare move down now through the sky. So, what else? Do you actually grab him and head back up?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll be about 20 feet short of the ship on the way back up.
Okay.
Serial looks over at Captain Rain. What's this cannon do? And how do you use it?
It's a cannon, so it shoots things. And I
There's
point to the skeleton and go, ask him.
It's you cast into it.
she can't hear you though.
Yeah.
She grabs Brendan. How? He's like, magic, infuse, shoot. Okay. She puts her hand on and begins to channel her divine into it. It begins to charge and she aims down. And you see the ship fire the cannon off towards Gloom. And she hits him. Yeah, his attention's off the nightmare now.
Great.
Oh, great.
As you guys are coming back up,
We're
you see
going
her
back to
standing
the
there.
same place where the thing's
Oof.
attention is now. She was like, great. I'm like, yeah, because we're about to land on the thing it's now targeting. Great.
Oh, Rain, your turn. They're about 20 feet off you.
Well, I mean, I have no reason to believe they're not going to close, right?
No.
Then I proceed
with her speed, she's faster than you.
Okay, then I just continue to proceed in what we're doing, and I'm going to look with great. I'm not exactly sure what the adjective I want to use, but I'm going to look and just kind
With
of
great
think,
undulation.
yeah, just the whole firing of the cannon thing. It's like, okay, well, that's a thing we've done. But no, I'm up and away. I'm not going to change my course if I know that
All
they're
right.
going to make it.
Sounds good. So you keep going up into the clouds and okay, Kaeviir, on the back of the horse.
Still on the ground, the dragon.
Oh yeah, it hasn't lifted off yet. It hasn't had its turn yet.
How far away are we from it?
At this point, 80 feet. No, he's a little further. 120 feet. Oh, and Ebbs does not recharge. Roll to 4.
I'm gonna respond to the message. Do we still have the active communication, or do I have to wait for him to respond back to me?
Normally, you got to respond within so many seconds, but it's the turns are 6 seconds apiece.
How's the one coming? How's the one coming? The rod, the rod, the rod.
There's so much shit in here. You know the kid left you a note, right?
I'll read it later. Rod.
I'm looking.
You have a lot of eyes. This should be easy for you.
Close the bag. There's a fucking no vampire in a fucking jar.
Just leave it.
Oh, I think I found it.
Yeah?
Oh. Oh, this kid cursed it. There's a spell on it. Only somebody can grab it. I try to touch it twice and it hurts.
Like, what do you mean hurts? How hurt?
Like burning skin. There's a lock on it. Only certain person can grab it. He locked it for something.
Fucking douchebag.
Hold on. I can anti-magic it, but I need someone else to pick it up.
Anti-magic will cancel out the rod.
Yeah, it'll destroy the rod.
Well, it'll turn off the curse long enough for someone to grab the rod out.
But then
Okay,
with the
so
rod, I'm not part of this conversation.
if we anti-magic it, we'd have to take it out of the. Is it a zone of anti-magic?
My eye opens and closes and activates it and closes it.
Right. So he could turn it off temporarily.
Mhm.
Then whoever used it again after the eye was off, it would be back to being locked again.
It depends if it's a location in your the locks to a location in your lab or it locks on the item.
The lock would be on the item. Otherwise, just by being in the lab, he would be in pain.
Mm.
I think having the rod's a good thing, but I think we just go with our get the fuck out of here mission right now. They can chase us, but if we get enough distance between us and the other dragon, they might have to rethink their chase. And if they don't, then we're only down to one dragon, and we can go to work on one dragon. That easier of the two. I think we just keep up. Just get the rod and bring it up to the deck of the ship, but don't activate it. Don't use it.
Okay.
Just wrap it in something and bring it up there, and just wait for me.
He's gonna have to stare at it the whole time to anti-magic it. So he's gonna hold it like right in front of his face.
Oh, he doesn't have to anti-magic it. He just has to wrap it in something. Because the lock will only affect it if they try to use it, right? Not if he tries to like just move it from one location to another.
He puts all you hear in it. You get a mental message. Okay, I have it in my mouth.
He can just you can just kind of carry it up there in his mouth.
You have a lot of sheets stashed in places.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you guys? Like,
Well, sometimes you gotta cover things. I learned that from this idiot I once knew.
Okay. Well, it's in my mouth, and no, I don't know where the sheet's been, and it's in my mouth now.
Wait a minute.
Great.
Wait a minute. Rod is in his mouth.
He's holding it with his mouth as he's floating up.
He's holding my rod in his mouth. Okay, just wanted to clarify that.
Just wanted to point that out. Did you?
All the moving parts. My rod is in Cargillus' mouth. All right.
Nom nom nom. All right.
Okay. All right. We are earning that explicit. All right.
Remember, don't let your kids watch.
I'm trying not to be more gross, but there is another word play that is filthy. So just, you guys think about it.
All right. All right, so that's happened. The dragon's turns. And does Gloom reload? Gloom does not reload. All right. Gloom lifts up in the air, and he closes 80 feet on you guys, but does not reach the full 120. He is 30 feet short.
Grease only works on a flat surface, correct? Like on the ground. I mean, I can use that. It says 10-foot square.
I mean, you can throw 10-foot grease in the air and see where it lands gravity-wise.
Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square, centered on a point within range, and turns it into difficult terrain for the duration. Now, my question is...
I don't say you have to directly cast it on the ground.
Right, because the 10-foot square in the air... I mean, the surface it's touching would just be air.
This is the same thing I have with Entangle. It doesn't have to be 40 feet long. It can be 40 feet high.
Okay. So this, because you just reposition it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to do. I'm going to cast Grease on the dragon. Like in the square that he is either in or about to occupy based on his movement. Just kind of like it appears as he flies through it.
Okay, so I'm going to say you readied the action for Grease when he got within a range. You let it fly.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you covered Gloom with Grease.
So based on the idea of flight, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty slippery now, so he's probably able to fly less good. Right? He's got less resistance on his wings.
Depends on what part you hit him with.
Chemist, does a slippery airplane fly less good?
Does a slippery airplane fly less good?
It's not like it's gumming up his ability to flap his wings.
No, but my point is that if he's using his wings to displace air and it's just slipping. No, okay. No. All right. Well, then the next round I'll shoot him with a flaming
now I was gonna say
that was the point. I was just curious if I could get any extra value.
They would make them more flammable. No, because remember the whole thing.
I'm not asking about flammability. He is flammable. He's covered in oil.
Right, but you're asking whether or not it changes his ability to fly. I mean, I don't see anywhere where that's possible because flight is is due to differences in air pressure above and below the wing. It's Bernoulli's principle. So the fact that you've put a slick liquid on the surface doesn't really ultimately change that. I mean,
well, an airplane is a steady shape. This animal has to push its wings to buffet air down below it, right?
I mean, these dragons are scaled or feathered?
Scaled.
Yeah, if they were feathered, I could make the argument
That
that
would be too heavy.
well, what it would do is it would cause the feathers to stick together. That would absolutely alter surface area. That would fuck with its ability to maintain lift. But because it's scale, so it's effectively like a solid material with a fixed surface area, it's not going to.
I wasn't expecting to get.
I know,
this,
but I at least wanted to. I at least wanted to go through the.
I just
the
needed
thought
to.
exercise.
I just need him to catch on fire.
And
I suspect
how-
the Shadow Dragon has disadvantage in light. I think Dewok had made that offhanded comment earlier about the light.
Yeah.
So if he's on fire, he's in the light. So
And how you said a 10-foot square?
yeah,
Okay.
he's a pretty big
is-
dragon.
Yeah, he's gargant. Let me make sure. I believe he's gargantuan.
Right. So I'm just kind of
Um,
going for maybe the head area.
Okay. Or that'll cover the head and most of the neck.
Right. And then I'll use my lucky rolls to guarantee a shot that makes contact. I don't necessarily need to do damage with it. The fire
Okay.
will just disorient his ability to target us. And then his reaction will have to be to go into the water to put out the fire.
That would be a logical reason if someone does not want fire upon their face.
Right. Now, grease fire, explain. I'm kidding. He would be completely saturated, so the fire would go out.
Yeah.
But
No oxygen.
it would force him to change direction, giving us the ability to pick up speed, put some distance between him and us, and gives him disadvantage if he tries to just deal with it and just, I'm not taking that much damage. He'll have disadvantage because of the light that's radiating from his face on any attack made against us. So
Yeah.
that's where my action was going. But if I could get a motherfucker to fall out of the sky, I'm gonna ask the question, right?
No, 100%.
Okay. We'll squeeze every bit of this orange.
All right. At this, you see
I'm gonna use
get-
the pith. I'm gonna use the pith, Nathan. Do you see why we squeeze the oranges? Sorry.
I see.
Sorry.
Ebb launches down into one of the alleyways, and you see it head go down, grab, flip up something, and a body, and bite, and swallow.
He just ate a person for no reason. He's just hungry.
It looked like Kaeviir.
Well, it wasn't.
Who is that?
I think he just made a run through the drive-through at Bart in a box.
I think that Ludo probably cast that on someone else. Maybe he
think
got
Ludo would do that.
maybe he got attacked by a Kagrat and he like made him look like Kaeviir. Or maybe your dad's dead. Who knows? Let's hope it's that one. I'm kidding. I don't want him to die.
Well,
I just want him to be
Screw it.
less annoying.
guess we're
Well,
going
Adrie
back.
doesn't know which Kaeviir just got flipped up in the air and bitten.
Well, he just said, I guess your dad's
Okay.
dead, so.
Well, one of us is on the horse.
Yeah. Well, she didn't know about the other you running across the
Oh,
way.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't say your dad's dead like in game.
Uh,
But okay, I'll just be like, oh man. We'll talk about that later, probably. Maybe. You can only have one parent, Rachel. That's
I know.
all you're allowed to have.
Adrie's cursed
There-
only
there's still
one parent at a time.
there's still Mirludo out there.
It's not the same.
Don't worry,
I'm
I think
just
I
I'm just
have a
I'm fucking
Ludo
with,
in
I'm
a
fucking
jar-
with Rachel
jar.
hard right now.
I think I have a Ludo in a jar somewhere.
I gotta give Rachel like emotional roller coaster every episode just to fuck with her. She gets her mom back, but no, Dad.
What am I? I don't know what I'm gonna cast.
Destined to life with only one parent.
Ba-ba.
Eventually, we're gonna get across a mirror universe where Thrasta lived and Ludo died, and so it's the other way around.
Oh no.
That's gonna be awkward. I'm gonna play Thrasta like Mary Poppins. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
So, how close to the boat are we now? To the airship?
Well, that's she can land on it, no issue. I mean, the airship I think only has probably a 40 or 60 movement. She's clocking 80 on the horse. She's on the ship. She was only 20 way
90.
last time.
90 on the horse.
90 on the horse. So I mean, she was only 20 way last time. So yeah, she clocks the ship easy and lands on.
So, Rachel, what are you doing this turn?
Mm-mm.
Wait, do you have spark or any way to create fire, holy flame, anything like that?
The
Thrasta does.
the horse's hooves do fire damage.
I don't want to get near the dragon. I just want to set it on fire. Let me modify. Do you have anything that will not cause us to die that could maybe from distance make something catch on fire? Do I not
That's
have cantrips on my
radiant.
spell list?
Uh,
My spell list doesn't have cantrips on it.
I have one thing, but it's literally my only 6th level spell. And they would have to make a save.
Dude, poor Materia Bay. It's getting fucked up more than Valiki right now.
So
You guys can't go any town.
I can attempt to set fire to the dragon. However, it is literally my only 6th level spell. I was saving that to resurrect Hawks.
Oh.
And the
Then
dragon would
resurrect
have
Hawks.
and the dragon would have to make a dexterity save against it.
I wouldn't take that bet.
I know that.
Well, I know that it would fail, so no worries.
Oh yeah.
Well, but the thing is, and this is metagaming slightly, but the dragon might have something where if it would fail a save, it instead passes the save.
Out of game, if don't get upset, yeah, nah, he has counterspell.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So-
it doesn't have counter arrow, so we're all right.
No. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Yeah, I specifically chose 2 certain dragons for their counterspelling abilities partially.
So,
Fuck your daylight spells.
yeah, 6th level is the only spell level that I can cast something that does fire damage. And I only have one of those.
Okay, yeah, just save it for putting Humpty
Okay.
Dumpty back together.
Okay. Then I'm going to use the horse's movement to get him back to the ship. However, I would like to hold an action. How close is the dragon to the ship? Is it within a breath weapon distance?
If it recharges on its turn, yes.
Okay. Then I am holding an action. If it does do a breath weapon, then I am going to use my hold action to tell my nightmare to do ethereal stride.
Okay.
What is ethereal stride?
You
And
guys
I will,
go ethereal.
yeah, and I will look at Kaeviir and be like, if I have to tell the horse to go ethereal, go with it. And basically the horse and any of its willing riders go to the ethereal plane. Basically,
Meaning the ship's left to burn by itself while Adrie and Kaeviir skate off free.
well, it's also that I have like
Almost no hit
60
points.
I have
Yeah.
60 hit points and like basically no spells. I probably can't take another breath weapon right now.
And no one of importance was lost.
It's so messed up that you would even throw that idea out. You have to clip that.
Why?
Rachel, that's a smart move, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But Adrie would never do that. Adrie wouldn't leave her friends.
We can come back. Like it's not like we're gone forever. We
Oh,
can
No, no, no.
come
I
back.
No, you guys are just shifting ethereal
Yeah, we
for
would
the
just
moment. You're still on the
basically
plane.
She just
go
wasn't
to the
like,
ethereal
peace, I'm
plane.
out.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
I thought you were talking about just leaving.
No, we would go to
Like
the
we'll
ethereal
find new
plane.
friends.
I want to do it so that way if there is a breath
Okay.
weapon, we like phase out of this plane,
Okay.
miss the breath weapon, and then come back next
Okay.
turn.
Okay. I literally thought you were like, fuck mom, fuck Rain,
But also, this
fuck
is
all
evil
these people
Adrie,
on
and
this
she's.
boat.
I've been playing evil Adrie this whole time.
I'd have been like,
Man.
man, fucking, can we get an alignment change for this bitch, please?
No,
I'm like, that feels like something I would do, and I'd be like,
Adri-
don't worry, I'll get them back later.
but the Adrie has, as Kess, had this horse for the last 10 years, so I would assume that she is aware of Ethereal Stride. Okay.
All right, Rain. They've landed on deck. It is your. No, hold on. Let me.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, she pops the dragon. You go after Rain's move.
Okay.
Okay.
Thresta pops the dragon again and square in the face.
And
With the
they're
cannon.
on deck. That's what you said. So
Mhm. You can keep moving.
I'm gonna ask if they if there's any need to change course.
No,
'Cause
fly
otherwise
as
I-
fast as you can.
Yeah, because otherwise I don't see any reason why I should stop doing what I'm doing. I'll just, yeah. Second start of the left and straight on till morning, I guess.
Alright,
Duroc is
so-
addressing his OnlyFans directly, so hold on.
Sorry, Joe, making money on the side, dude. DM's live. Okay.
BDSMDM.
And y'all thought Dr. Midnight was just a stage name.
He has
Alright.
a pointy face, so I can put it in your bunghole. Sorry,
And we're back to bunghole.
that's gross. Sorry.
So. Alright. No, yeah, no. So you shoot off another 60 feet. That puts you guys at 100 feet out of away from the dragon. You guys are up into the clouds.
Is it my action?
Yes.
Before the boat gets all the way up into the clouds, right? Since the boat takes a
Mhm.
minute to get there, I'm gonna take the bow, take an arrow, fucking set it next to the horse's hooves for a second, like lean over the side, light up an arrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then pull back, aim carefully at Dragon Face.
I would activate your sun power so when it hits the thing,
The what?
the sun power on the bow.
Would that deactivate the fire?
No.
Okay, well then, yeah.
All right.
I don't have the. Maybe I do. Hold on. Sorry, I had to alter the bow.
All good.
All right, ignited 2d8 radiant damage, standard action to ignite string. So I can't do that because it'll.
Oh,
take
no.
those-
Yeah, no, it'll take the turn to do it. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to fire. Plus
Okay.
2 attack. That's going to be a 22. I'm trying to decide if I want a lucky. I have to take the roll on the lucky, don't I? Yeah. I want to roll again.
Okay.
Was 20? Does a 21 hit? A 22 hit a dragon? I'm thinking. 22. We're rolling again.
All right.
Fuck. 23 to hit because it gets
Okay.
The other bow is a +1. This is a +2.
Okay. Also, I was about to say, what is that stupid thing? Not initiative. It's 5th edition. It's you don't need it. You hit.
Are you talking about steady aim?
No, I mean I will take the steady aim clearly, but
No,
if
go
I
for it,
already
yeah.
hit, then it's not relevant. So I guess I'll roll again. So I gotta make sure to add.
Well, if you got the rolls in the log, just go through the rolls you made in the log and
Yeah, it won't matter. I rolled a 2 on that one. So we're just gonna take the 24 to hit, which you said hit, right?
Yeah, that hit.
Okay. So damage is irrelevant, but I'll roll it anyway. Sorry, let me make sure I got this because the thing wouldn't let me put the actual weapon in, so I have to craft it now that I have it. Yeah, I'm not gonna cast the shadow because I don't know how it'll affect on a shadow. I'm not familiar, so just 1d8 piercing damage. So I have to manufacture the roll by hand. 4, 5, 6 plus plus 5, 11. Is he ablaze?
Give me 2d6 for the fire.
Okay.
My apologies. I was I was talking to you and nothing was coming through.
9.
All right. 20 total. So yes, you do catch the face and the upper neck is ablaze at the moment.
All right. We should get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
I feel really out of it right now. I'm normally better than this. Sorry, guys.
No, dude, it's
Hey,
good.
The
At this go for it.
catching it on fire to like get it to stop chasing us is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Well, even if it doesn't stop chasing us, the light from the flame being right next to his eyes will give it disadvantage on its breath weapon. So that's
Mhm.
or on any attack it has. So I think a breath weapon just goes off though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it spews forward. It's not really they
Yeah.
just line it and shoot.
Like
At that point, the fire he dives into the water
Nice.
straight down.
how far down? Because we were pretty high up, right?
No, he hits the water, so he
Okay.
breaks. Yeah, he does the full double moving if to hit into the water.
He was covered in grease though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a bar of soap?
Mm-mm. You want to give me the math on this?
Yeah, it won't matter. and look, I thought about this too, right? Like how on a stove, if you have a grease fire,
Yeah,
you
you don't
displace the
add.
oil.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Right,
I
but
don't.
there's
Yeah.
an ocean, right?
No, I mean,
So
I
he
get that.
coasts under
He's
and he just keeps going until the grease
yeah,
washes off.
yeah. I know. It's just yeah. It's not like in
He's not going to be popping right back up like, hey, cool, I dunked
yeah,
myself, and it's not the video game where like, hey, I jumped in the water, I'm good, I'm back on land.
yeah.
We
not-
will hopefully not be here for whatever he has to do.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, the thinking though that he would be able to just dunk himself would put out the fire though. With that much water to that much oil, even with the oil scattering and being displaced, every part of the oil would still be under the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it'll extinguish the flame. I'm just thinking in terms of it's not the ideal way.
And if he doesn't get all of it off when he comes back up, I'll just shoot him in the fucking face again.
So at that point, you see a dimension door open on the ship deck. Ludo slides through. He looks up at Kaeviir. Boy, fuck you.
Did I hear something about you saying you wanted me to pull you off?
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop, as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail. This is why you can't be. This is why you can't be professional.
Why?
Because there's technically a right thing to do here and a cool thing to do here, and it's just in order to be cool, you can't do the right thing.
Mhm.
In order to do the right thing, you can't be cool.
Well, no, I mean you can do that, but you'll just be less cool.
Okay.
Which I mean, that's not min-maxing your cool. So either way, you're fucked. When it comes down to min-maxing, always min-max the cool first. And that's why I will be getting prehensile butthole for my feet.
Ew.
Your feet have a butthole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Normally.
Yeah, just like a Korean massage parlor. My feet have a butthole.
Old asshole toes. Cassie, yes, I see. Okay.
Ask Rachel how good I am at making acronyms.
I imagine
Go
pretty
ahead.
good.
I was trying to have a conversation with him, and he was turning like every word that I was saying into like an acronym.
A gross
Okay.
acronym.
A gross
by the way.
acronym.
Well, of
yes.
course. I mean, what other kind of acronym would there be?